What's up, guys? Are you tired of paying for playlists? Are you tired of reaching out to curators and them shooting you back a price? You tired of paying all that money and just watching it go down the drain? Well, I think I got something for you. I'm going to teach you how to take control on your own, build your own playlists, and run your own ads to that playlist to generate real followers, real streams, without hitting up all of these curators and databasing it and filling your life with a bunch of Excel sheets. What's up, guys? My name is Willie Chill. I have spent the last few years working with Live Nation and studying big record labels, major corporations, and independent musicians and how they do their marketing specifically. Currently work with Artist Collective, and I'm managing about $75,000 a year in ad spend. Nothing too crazy, but enough to give me the insights of an independent musician to really feel out the industry and know exactly what the pace of it is. So I have been working with all of our clients developing playlists that they are in control of so that we can stop hitting up these curators and we can actually get these streams to happen on a repetitive basis in a way that is replicable. So I want to take you down that avenue and show you exactly what I do so that hopefully it can enlighten you into a completely different way to look at Spotify playlisting. Let's jump into it. Actually, before we get too far into this, could you hit that subscribe button real quick? That really is going to help me out here. My team drops how-to videos all the time. I'm in here talking about playlisting all the time. We got Spotify information. I love talking about algorithms. You know you want to get better in the industry. You want to learn the business stuff of how to make your music profitable. We're going to help you. I talk about it all the time. My team talks about it all the time. Let's hit that subscribe right now. Let's jump into it. So first and foremost, I'm just building a playlist called Lit AF, full of just dope hip hop music. So I'm in my Artist Collective business manager, my ads manager here, and I've already built the beginning of it. So I went to the green create button up here, and I've created a campaign that is going to run with the objective of traffic. I've named it here, so you can see the campaign name. I've got the objective first with a T, and then I've got direct to playlist. I'm going to run this on Instagram, and the name of the playlist is Lit AF. So you can see here I've selected traffic there for my objective, and I've got my budget set to $10 here. Next, I'm going to go over to the audience tab that I've named all audiences here. And what I've done is I've created an audience that is pretty massive. So I have about 27 million people here in this audience, full of all kinds of different targeting options that you can see here in the middle. People who match these things. These are an assortment of different individual audiences that I've built using audience insights on Facebook. So I've went and looked at how people are interacting with other musicians, and I've created an audience with artists who are like the other musicians that we're interested in. I've targeted a couple of green light countries here. So no third world country targeting, nothing going for, a cent. We're just going for, these regular high converting green countries. So you can see those there. And I've also added, they must like Spotify because the playlist is on Spotify. So I don't want to waste my money for people who are on, Apple Music or Tidal or listen to their music on YouTube. Like, it doesn't really matter. I just want people who like Spotify and use Spotify. So they must like Spotify along with any of these other artists. So I'm going to go down here into manual placements instead of just using automatic placements. So I'm only running on Instagram here. I've checked off Facebook, Audience Network, and Messenger. Those aren't really of interest to me for the playlist build. You can see here I've just selected Instagram stories. It's the only placement I'm going to use for this playlist build. I'm going to use link clicks as my current optimization for ad delivery. And then I'm going to go over to the first version of the playlist. So you can see we've got our Facebook and Instagram selected here for Artist Collective. I'll go down here. We're going to create the ad, and I'm going to add some media. And we also want to add a website as well. We probably want to change our call to action here as well. Let's change it to listen now. You can check that website events for your pixel in case you're running to somewhere where you can track it. For playlists, usually you can't, but if you're running somewhere, you definitely want to check that out. So I'm going to bring up the playlist real fast. You can see Lit AF here. I'm going to click these ellipses. I'm going to share, copy link to playlist. So what I've done over here is I've created a couple of different variants of the playlist. I've 4 to be exact, with all slightly different text, but they all have the exact same lineup of songs. They're all the exact same order. They were added on the same day, so there's no change of variables in the playlist itself. We're just going to test out the audiences in the first place. And then but first we're going to test out our creatives. So I've got a couple of different videos we're going to test, which is why I've built that big 27 million person audience. Eventually we'll start niching it down and figuring out which audience performs the best. But as of right now, we're just controlling our variables. And first we're going to start testing the creatives and see which video is going to resonate the best with all of our people. So again, I've went back to one of our variants here, one of our playlist variants, and I've selected it, clicked the ellipses, share, copy link to playlist. I'm going to bring that right back over here, and I'm going to drop that in the website URL. There we go. I'm going to add some media here. I'm going to pull it from an upload here. And since this is version 1, I'm just going to go ahead and plug in version 1. This is a really funny one. I'm going to hit upload, and that's going to take just a moment, and it's going to upload. I'll fast forward through this little break right here. Okay, now that I have all of those creatives uploaded, I'll show you how to plug them in here. So we're going to go to add media. I'm going to add these videos. I'm going to use this version 1 first. Show it to you.
You know, they say if you can't say anything nice, don't say anything at all. I'm sorry. Yeah, keep going. I don't know where that came from. Go ahead.
Okay, so as you can see, it's kind of funny and pretty damn good. So I'm going to hit done here. You can see it's brought up over here, and I don't need to worry about any primary text or headline text because they are already good. Looks like this defaulted again, so we'll just go down and listen now. No interactive poll, nothing like that. Our URL's good. We've got version 1 in there. So we are all set. It is named V1, so I know which one it is. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in here, and I'm going to duplicate my ad. I'm going to go ahead and do that. Let's do it another 3 times. I'm going to show existing reactions, duplicate that. And what this is going to do is this is going to give me 3 more copies of that first version. I'm going to go to copy 1, change the video here. Let's use version 2. Fit it for the stories. Looks great. I'm going to name this V2 up here. And just let this finish up here. And then what we're going to do is we're going to change our URL to our second version. So we use this first one down here. You can see I changed the verbiage. I'm going to copy the link. I'm going to bring it over here. Do the same thing one more time. What we're doing here is we're allowing for us to test all of these different variables, these creatives, to see which one is going to resonate the best. So we're just plugging them all in here, making sure they all show up. Looks great. We'll let that one upload again as well. Let's go grab the third playlist. Oh, not in the headline. Down here on the website. Come on. All right, she's plugged in. Looks great. Go down here, do it one more time. And after this is all finished, I would go ahead and I would database things. So that way I know which playlist interacts with which version of this. And then as we finish up here, I would publish, and then I would come back. I'd leave it run for 3 to 4 days, let the things play out, and I'd come in and see which one of these creatives resonated the best, which one had the most engagement, and which one generated the most followers on those Spotify variables. So that's why we created individual playlists, is so that we could know if version 4 of the video is tied to the playlist, this playlist over here, this version of the playlist, then we know that that is the one that drove those followers. If we ran it all to the same playlist, we wouldn't know any which way, whether Facebook reported it or didn't. We wouldn't know which one was generating how many followers, and we could never get our cost per follower dialed in. So what we're doing here is we're just kind of laying this out so that we can know our exact costs and know which one resonated the best with everybody. So it's just a basic overlay of kind of how I build my first round of playlist testing after these variables were set and which one of these creatives resonated the best. And I figured that out. I'd go in and I'd start testing audiences in the same way. I would plug in that one creative and then start testing a bunch of audiences, ideally generated from artists that are in the playlist in the first place. And then you can kind of generate a lookalike audience and get a better performing ad, and then you could just leave this running forever if you wanted to. We've got some that have been running for months, generating hundreds of followers at just a couple of pennies per follow. Okay, well, I wanted to give you a little update on what I'm doing today, and this is just some work I'm checking off my list, and I wanted to help you kind of build your own playlist if you wanted to and start running ads to it. Hit me up if you have any questions. I'm an open book. Love to talk to you about building your own playlist. See you guys.